Micro Roni and MCK. Oh, Poly 80, get out of here. Okay. What we've got here is a CAA Micro Roni with a Glock 17 that's actually been turned into a 19 frame 17 style slide. But up here is the MCK, known as the Micro Conversion Kit. Both of these are from CAA. So first, your Micro Roni. It has a folding wrist stabilizer. It only accepts a 17, 22, or a 31. So you're a little limited as far as what you can fit in. There's also some drawbacks to running just a Micro Roni. Personally, I like a shorter wrist stabilizer just because there's less flex in it, it's a little more sturdy, but they both operate roughly the same when it goes to installing or removing. We're going to push this button, our gate opens and is going to flap down. This one's a little tighter since it was painted. Clear that again for everybody. But to disassemble, it's real similar to a Glock. We're going to pull down on these tabs here. And when we do so, our pistol slides out the rear and we can manipulate it through. You'll notice it's extremely dirty from a lot of use. The handle is able to come out, which it's not able to come out in our MCK, but when it goes on, it's actually something kind of nice. You could leave it on there. It's huge and absolutely awful to grip onto, but nonetheless kind of cool. So that comes out. We'll look at the case or the shell here. Some of the features that are on here, we've got something of a gate that'll slide up and cover our trigger guard. Kind of cool, but it's kind of jankety, and yeah, when it's up in place, it's pretty darn rigid and it's not going to allow anything in to pull your trigger. However, it doesn't have a very positive control over staying up, so if it's brushed up against you while it's hanging on a sling, it's easy for that to come down. You've got somewhat of a forward grip that you can hold on to here with your offhand, but it's not that great. It would need some grip tape or get roughed up a little, and it's not the greatest thing to hold on to, especially if you had gloves. Then this portion, it comes with a plastic insert that can act as something for the light. You can see all the carbon buildup that gets down in your light. But this doesn't take any adjustments. You just drop those three specific models, your 17, 22, which is the same, just 9 versus 40, and then your 31. That'll come on in. The one major flaw that's staring at you the whole time through this is your slide stop, which is an absolute pain. That it's nice that they're fixed on our MCK that we'll go over. It is difficult for this thing to function properly. When your Glock is inside of it, which we'll do right now, we'll make sure we're still clear. There's no magazine, but we drop it. We're going to strike it out just for added. But and first, we'll show you how this handle goes on. It's got grooves on the inside that slide over your existing grooves on your Glock, which is what holds it in place. You got an ambidextrous charging handle, essentially. So with our slide down, pistol struck out, we're going to slide it in, and then we want to push it forward until it clicks. Once it's clicked, it's held in place up here. This back gate is going to come around the rear right under our beaver tail here, and it's going to allow it to essentially lock in place. We'll close the gate, push it forward, clicks in, we get the little red dot. So now we know that the Glock is inside. We go to charge it, it's in solid. We've got the little gate that blocks our trigger. Okay, not a bad deal. I'm going to fold the wrist stabilizer up, unfold it. It's pretty nice. Nice little compact design. The one pain is this part. So, lock your slide open. It is difficult. You have to push it in and up. There we go. Depressing and lifting will get it. But hard with gloves, hard on the fly, totally different motor movement and skill you got to learn to be able to get that quick and on. To drop our slide, push down, not the most reliable method out there. With practice, it can work, but what we've found on this, and it might just be because of its use and some of the changes on here, but it doesn't always connect very easily. So kind of difficult to work that. And you lose any ability on this side, obviously. So that's our setup. It comes plastic rail up here. They do offer an upgraded one that you can put on that's actually aluminum, but I think it runs like $60 or $80. You can get these thumb rests to go on either side, which are actually kind of nice. Doesn't ever seem to have any feeding issues. This is a wide enough area where ejection is not much of an issue, but kind of a cool setup. Much better than the actual Roni, but that's our Micro Roni from CAA. Overall length, just like the MCK, ends up being almost exact. And you're going to see, first thing, we've got something different going on up front. So what we'll do is check that one. Great. Done. We're going to set our Micro Roni to the side, go to our MCK. MCK has been cleared. Same story here. We can even take off our sling. One drawback with the sling on these is it doesn't take your standard Magpul quick attach. You need that longer one that SIG was doing for a while. Which usually you have to be smarter than. There we go. One thing about it, it has to have that, you have to turn it around there, pull it, and be able to catch it so it comes out. It does lock in really nicely, but an absolute pain to find. Usually online. You'll notice we don't have anything to protect our trigger now. So it's important for your trigger control to mind that. Also, charges the same way. If we were to uninstall and install it, we're going to depress, pull our gate to the rear, folds down. We're going to pull our tab up at the front. And it's going to slide out. Oh wait, look at that. Doesn't come out as easily. Our charging handle lives inside now. So you actually have to have that to the rear in order to line up the grooves with the gun when it goes in. But nonetheless, it's a good deal. We'll fold this guy down. It does come up further when we've got the longer wrist stabilizer, which this is nice when you're actually using it on your wrist because it does come up more of your arm. You're able to get a little better purchase on it. And like we were looking at just a little bit ago, there's no trigger guard. We do have something new though. We've got this angled foregrip kind of thing, but since this is not a foregrip, you've got something a little better to grip on when you've got another magazine up here. Since it's detachable, it's not considered a foregrip, a vertical. It's a magazine. It's just a second place to keep your magazine. It's got some better grooves up here for fingers and thumbs to line up with whatever your style is. Same style of flashlight, and this one actually has the light in it, but all that's the same. This is where it gets a little different. We've got screws and placements here that I don't think you can see on camera, but it mentions the different models in here and where you'd put them. So you got a 21, you got a 17, a 19. Depending on where you put this screw, you can pull your barrel out to give it that extra length so that you can put the longer model in. So the nice thing about the MCK, you can put a 19 in it. You could grab the 17, because this is actually a 17. It's just shortened in the grip. This could go in. So it's kind of nice that you're able to go between different models. If you own a 17 and a 19 and you're not sure which one you want to use in this, great. You don't need to try it out first. You can actually just get the MCK and choose once you get it. So that's the benefit of the MCK. My favorite, once we get this in place, we're going to open our gate, line up our charging handle, insert the pistol, find our grooves, which in practice this can go a little quicker. So we line up, we slide in, then we're going to want to bring the pistol forward until we hear an audible click. We can test it by tugging on it. We're still looking good. Close our gate and push the gate forward. This button here will pop up. Now we can function test. Here's the best benefit. We've got this cutout so that real quick you're able to use your same slide stop or slide release to be able to operate the slide. So if you had an oversized, you had a custom one, you had standard, doesn't matter, you're able to use it here. That's one of the big benefits. Drawback, obviously nothing protecting your trigger guard there. That's not a major deal. And then a pretty cool feature here, you don't have to run anything in there, still use it the same way as your previous Micro Roni, or you can run any size magazine in here. We've got a 17, yeah, this would be for the 17, so if we had the 19 it would just be a little shorter. Still function great. Same as the Micro Roni, plastic rail up top, interchangeable with their aluminum one. We could put our thumb stops on here or a light or anything else. Right now we've got a little RMR style sight. Hasn't had any feeding issues, and we're going to show you some footage of this thing in action. MCK ships in a myriad of colors. You'll also notice this. You're unable to get your wrist stabilizer to lock into place when it's locked open. So you wouldn't be able to carry this folded with the slide to the rear because this would be moving around. You'd have to be chambered, or you would drop it on an empty chamber with your magazine and your wrist stabilizer folded to the side. Make a nice compact little setup. Could be on a sling, could be in a case, wherever. And when it's time, it's pretty quick and easy to deploy, and you're ready to go. You just have to remember to rack it, unless you're already carrying one in. So MCK seems to be the better build, and you are able, if say you got the MCK and you wanted to put on the Micro Roni wrist stabilizer, they do interchange. It's a pin with a little C-clip on it. Happens to be right back here. You can pop that off, pull the pin through, this comes off, put the other on. It wouldn't latch in under the latch here, but it would kind of catch when you've got your bolt down. So, pretty cool little setup. It's worth a try. We've got the Micro here for rent. It's 25 bucks. Ammo is real inexpensive. Come on out and try it today. Thanks for watching.